Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera here, co-founder of MDC Trading Academy, with today's pre-market forecast for Friday, April 30th. Unbelievable, last trading day of April. This month just absolutely flew by. We're also going to be doing an end of week review as we begin our analysis with our daily look at economic reports that may impact us. As we look at the calendar, we are free today of reports after a heavy laden report week. This week we're looking forward to the following week, and as we can see, we also are going to have a pretty busy week in reference to news the following week. We just quickly get ready for that. Yeah, we do have manufacturers, so on and so forth, employment claims. So it's going to be another heavy week in referencing to reporting, which has been affecting. Also, earnings weeks continues to report. Now, let's look at our analysis and begin with our daily chart. As we can see, coming off another all-time high at 42.11. Very slowly, the market continuing to turn to the upside. Very choppy activity early in the morning most of the time. We had a nice spike in volume yesterday as we reached over a million. We're at 1.2 average. Our HR continues to move lower, so our ranges are still getting tight, are still pretty tight, but the bars are pretty similar. You can see this activity. It's difficult at times to gauge which direction the market wants to go. That's why it's very important to have a strategy that can help you understand what your north-south line is. When you're north, you're going long. When you're south, you're going short. And that needs to be a very objective line. You can't just draw it as you desire or whatever you need to see in the market, or you want to try to push the market a certain direction. You just have to assume that this is what the market is offering you, and you objectively determine the directions and then start taking trades. So these are the really challenging markets. So it really challenges your ability to stick to your strategy. Let's look a little deeper behind these numbers. As you can see here, market coming off the all-time highs, a lot of consolidation in these price levels right up here. As you can see, market moving really slowly through these areas here. We haven't been able to pretty much do anything much after we set up this support here. We just pretty much use this as base, and we are attempting to move lower. But look at all the sideways action. This is the first spike to the upside. Looks like the market is attempting to retest this area here. Once again, we can see that a little bit more clearly here when we look at our analysis chart. As you can see, look at the oscillation in this market. Look at the oscillations. Pretty much oscillating. Just there's our all-time high. Here's our intraday low. Here's our intraday high of yesterday. Fell a little short of the all-time high. Here we're coming back again, and it looks like the market wants to potentially come back again. So that's our first test this morning. Our first test this morning is going to be the support level here. Will the market hold support here? If the market can hold support here, it can potentially attempt to oscillate between this area here once again. If the test fails, obviously it's going to keep becoming lower. If the test does not fail, if it breaks clearly above, maybe we're using it as support and attempting a continuation to the upside. Obviously, we're still thinking short immediately at this time. That's our first scenario. So market breaking this area here, we do have a potential area of support. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. A break below this level here is going to be a break below level that we haven't broken below for a while. So if we can break below this area here, we can potentially move a lot higher and a lot quicker to the downside. So we're looking short this morning first after this test. This test is going to be the determination. In here, be very careful. Very choppy market. Just oscillating back and forth with no real support levels that we can depend on in order for entries, and of course nothing where we can potentially hide our stuff. So be careful in this area here. These are the areas of today. Careful today. Make sure that you become a sharpshooter today. Make sure you're looking for specific setup in the market with specific rules, with specific confirmations, and don't pull the trigger unless you get all of the above. Take care. Have a great session. We'll see you next week.